I just got a haircut and I was thinking, that's all I really wanted you to know. Welcome to Morning Walks. All right. So, as I said, welcome to another episode of Morning Walks. Um, this episode's going to be about football, both NFL and Little League, and guess a little bit of high school and college too. So, first up, draft just happened. Not a lot of big stuff for my team, the 49ers. Uh, it seems that mostly draft picks aren't going to be any starters, as far as we know so far. And then we did get Mike Evans, and then we got Drake Greenlaw back. Offense, we still got Purdy, McCaffrey, Juszczyk. Pearsall has actually been, or was doing pretty good last year. And then, of course, we got Kittle and Trent Williams. And on defense, we got Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, and Lenore. And then got Mustafa. I always like saying that name. Mustafa. Kind of reminds me of like a Lion King. Wait, what's the guy's name in Lion King? Oh, Mustafa Mufasa. So, yeah, I'm pretty pumped for the season. Hopefully, we do better. I mean, last season we actually did pretty good considering that we had our practice squad in and we still we still got to the semifinals. And then yeah, so hopefully we just stay healthy. That's I think our biggest problem because whenever anyone gets injured, it just starts off a chain and then everyone gets injured. Like last season, we had Bosa, Warner, Kittle on and off. And then, of course, we had Ayuk, which probably isn't going to be on the team anymore because from what I heard, he didn't stick with the whatever schedule or something that they gave him. So it's kind of sad to see him and Debo go. But, I mean, life's got to go on. Yeah, I actually really miss the 2023 or 24, I can't remember. I miss that lineup with of course we saw Purdy, McCaffrey, Juszczyk, Kittle, Trent Williams, but back then we had Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk, which were both really good. And then we also had we still had Nick Bosa, and then we had Eric Armstead, Chase Young. We had Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw. And then we also had Ward, Lenore, Hufanga, which was a great player. And then we had just some special teams. Yeah, I missed that lineup, but I'm excited to see the next generation almost come in because I feel like in the next few years there can be a lot of some of the players that everyone knows and loves, and I feel like a lot of the players are gonna start retiring, new players are gonna get put in. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that works out. I wanna be on the 49ers someday. I know I've been saying, like, on previous episodes, like, wha what my first one was $1,000,000 dreams in filmmaking. I don't really wanna do that anymore, or I still wanna do that, it's just, like, I forgot how much I love football, 'cause we just had my football team just had our first 7-on-7 game, and I I just love it. I'm going to the gym with my coach and are, like, doing training and getting ready for the season, which is after summer, but I just love every bit of it and just can't stay away. Always gotta be doing something, you know? It's actually a pretty weird year for me in football because last year, or last season, I guess, because it wasn't that long ago. I mean, I guess it was still last year, but uh, I was playing 2 years up above my age group, so as a 12 turning 13-year-old, I was playing with 14-year-olds turning 15, and I think I I think I did pretty well, but it definitely made me a lot better, if anything, and so, um, I so now I'm playing with my actual age group because all those people went to I was about to say college, but they went to high school, and so now I'm with, like, people actually my age that have, like, 3 people that are, like, in some of my classes in school, and so I know a bunch of them, and so it's like and actually what's funny is, um, my team from last year, 2 players have younger brothers that are my team this year. So it's kind of gonna be funny because I'm gonna be like, "Oh, bro, I know your brother." But yeah, I'm super excited for this season. I mean, 7-on-7 is fun, but once you get the pads on, that's it's like unmatchable. But yeah, so I was actually really impressed with our team 'cause, we, like, destroyed both teams that we played on 7-on-7 because we had 2 games. I'm not saying that to be, like, bragging or anything, but it was the first time that any of the players on the team had played in a game together, and it was actually we actually did really well, and you wouldn't think that it was, like, the first time we played together because I feel like everyone just clicked, and then there were some great passes, great catches, some interceptions, all of that. I play linebacker and, uh, slot or tight end, and I I didn't get a lot on defense. I mean, I I think that the QBs were just afraid to throw it near me because I was, like, twice the size as the receivers. So, I'm just gonna give myself that, if anything. I was, like, kinda tired during the game because my sister had to, like, pump up a air bed or something, and then she had to do it again because she messed it up, and so it's, like it took the entire night, and I could not get enough sleep. Plus, the game was early in the morning, so I'll probably do better in some of the next games, hopefully. And then I think I think I'll do better in the games. I got a pretty good catch in the game. And then my coach really wants me to be like a leader of the team. So because my coach, he he's been with me for 3 years, not including this one, and he like believes that I could be a captain and everything. So he's kind of like having me step up and take charge. So like I led the warm ups before the game and just stuff like that. So I'm gonna try to step up as a leader, which is gonna be different because I was kind of always like the younger kid on my teams. So I was never the leader, but I feel like I can do it. And hopefully I'll be good at it. So yeah, our QB is one of my really good friends from school. And so uh or even like at school, like during PE or something when they have free time, we're just passing around a football. So I think we got like a good connection. So I'll get to steal all the passes from the other players, hopefully. But yeah, 7-on-7's gonna be fun. I think that I think that I'm gonna do good. Definitely better than I did in the past 2 games. So I gotta like really lock in. Right now it's like all football. On Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, I'm doing the gym training with my coach. And on Wednesday and Friday, I have football practice. Then I got a break on Sunday and then games on Sunday, or break on Saturday, games on Sunday. But I would not exchange any of that for the world. There's just something about anything even slightly associated with the football that just captures my attention. I really just love to play football, and that's I really want to be a football player like later on, cause like in high school, college, hopefully NFL if I can make it. But I'm like really excited for the the actual football season to start, cause 7-on-7's really good training because I've been on the line my whole life because I was always overweight, uh, even when I was playing like a year up. So, but this year we're doing an unlimited league like we did last year, and I'm gonna be able to be a tight end and a linebacker, which is really what like my body type kind of is. Because if you know me, you know I'm not super big lineman. I'm like a I'm like I wouldn't say skinny, but it's like muscle, not fat, you know? Except for my legs. My legs are muscle, but there's a lot of fat on my legs that I need to burn. I was just doing actually like earlier today, I was at the gym with uh my coach and I was doing this one like workout where you like lay on the ground, you put your heel on the ground, and then you lift your other leg up, and then you have to kind of do like a hip thrust, and it was like a really good butt workout. So my glutes are sore, but I still love it. Still love doing everything. Um, let's see what else. I mean, I'm really excited to be a linebacker because I always had to go with the lineman, which kind of meant that I also had to play offensive line, and I mean, offensive line is. I feel like training to be an offensive lineman is really good training because we teach you to like stay low. You have to like push a dummy. You have to like be physical as a lineman. So that's definitely gonna help, I think, when I'm becoming a linebacker because I'll be able to like push the receivers off route, or like if I'm blitzing, then I'll be able to get through the line. So yeah, I think it's actually really good training to be a lineman. But I know I'm never gonna be a lineman, so I'm like I said, I'm gonna be a tight end at linebacker. It's kind of weird because I always I always like go out to play catch or something with my dad, my friends, or my teammates or whatever. And it's really weird because I'm either like a really good catch and I could catch like really hard balls, like if they're at my back ankle or something like that. And then other times, like someone will throw a ball and it'll just bounce off my hands. So I'm gonna probably do some like, I don't know, just playing catch with my dad or something and just like working on him throwing it hard to me and then me like using soft hands to catch it. So that'll be fun. I need to do some footwork drills too. We have a ladder that I could use because if you want to be a linebacker, you got to have good footwork. And yes, I know what you're wondering. Since I am a fan of the 49ers, of course, one of my favorite players is Fred Warner, which I'm aspiring to be. I don't have his number because actually I did have Nick Bosa's number for a while, but 97 if you don't know. But apparently it's like ineligible if I want to play tight end. And my coach was saying that since I'm gonna be like a leader, I gotta just kind of like have a number that shows like this is the person you look to if you have a question or if you want to be like them. So now I'm gonna do 7. Um, I had a couple friends that were 7 in previous years. They were always pretty good. So maybe in 7, I'm gonna try to be like a leader on the team. And I actually think I would look really good in 7 because I used to be a little bit chunky. So I was able to wear like a bigger number. I was able to be a lineman. But I think when I got taller, I kind of like stretched out, gained more muscle, lost some fat. And so I'm gonna really try to be a leader instead of linemen. Not to say that linemen aren't leaders or linemen, linemen's. Not to say that linemen aren't leaders. It's just I feel like whatever team, all like the team captains are always going to be linebacker, quarterback, top running back, or wide receiver. Those are always the team captains. My dad, he's been like training me to be a football player because he he wanted to be a football player when he was a kid, but his mom didn't let him. And by the time like high school rolled around, he was like already so locked in on all the other sports that football kind of didn't become an option anymore. So he just kind of stuck with the other sports. So like he's been putting me in the spot that he wished he had, and I just happily accept it. I think it would have been I think it would have been cool if my dad was a football player, but I think it also helps better because I mean my dad's like really athletic and I feel like I mean both my parents are like great parents. That's a big part of football is having like a good coach, good parents. I have a great coach who teaches me all the right stuff. He runs the right defense. He runs the right offense. Everything. Our coach is not just one coach, but and then my parents teach me to be healthy, teach me to like do school, teach me to be active. I highly doubt I'd be the person I am today without my coaches and my parents. I'd probably wouldn't have as much muscle, probably wouldn't be as athletic, wouldn't I wouldn't be as good of a learner because if my parents taught me anything, the one if they taught me one thing, it would be respect. And so I think that's a big part of life and football because you have to be able to you have to be able to respect who you're playing against, respect the game itself, respect how your coaches know better than you or your parents know better than you, respect future boss, something like that. So, and just so you know, I'm not just saying this because I think my parents are gonna hear this. Like my mom might listen to this, but like it I think it really helps to have great parents, and I'm not just throwing them like a favor because or trying to get on their good side or anything. I just really think it's great to have good parents and good coaches. And that's like one of the first steps to being a good football player. Because I believe that I'm a football player. I'm not trying to, or I believe I'm a good football player. I'm not trying to be cocky or anything, but I think that, I mean, I don't think that I'm the best, but I do think I can get to be the best. Because there will always be someone better than you in life. And so you ha- you n- if you're just the best at everything, then you won't have that drive to get better. Like for example, Kobe, he he worked as hard as he could to become, in my opinion, probably the best or the second best basketball player of all time. And he like I mean, I'm pretty sure they were like fine, but Shaq, uh, Kobe always said that if Shaq had as good a like as much work ethic as he did, then their team would have been so much better, and so would Shaq. But since Shaq was like kind of one of the best, he didn't really have that drive to become better. I saw this really like inspirational video, and it was this person saying, "The guy walking wish he has a bike. The guy with a bike wish he had a van. Guy with a van wish he had a sports car. The guy with a sports car wished he had a supercar. The 40-year-old guy with the supercar looks at the 17-year-old walking and says, I wish I had more time." And if you keep looking around at everything else that's going on, then you won't have time to focus on your own life and kind of just kind of lock in. Because I always feel like I try to not look at other people, see what other people has. I've tried to see what I have and how I could get better at what I already have. Football or really anything. This has been a pretty good football episode. Um, just kind of gonna wrap it up. Some finishing thoughts is work hard. Um, a thing that I forgot to talk about is I talked a little bit about Mamba mentality. I didn't really mention it, but I talked about Kobe. Another great mentality is lion mentality, which is I saw this one video that um my coaches showed me a while ago, and it said the lion isn't the biggest in the jungle. That's the elephant. He's not the tallest in the jungle. That's a giraffe. He's not the fastest. That's a cheetah. But what makes him the king of the jungle is his mentality. And that's a big thing. It's not just physicality, it's also mentality. So thanks for listening. Um, I feel like every time I record a podcast, I like it better and better each time because I love talking about the stuff that I like to talk about. I don't care if anyone else likes it, but I like talking like this. And I mean, I hope you like it too, because that would mean we have something in common. We have common interests. And I'm Leo Mason. This is Morning Walks. And I gave you something to think about this episode. So go home, or if you're already at home, just think about that for a second. And hopefully, change your life. Hello to all my adoring fans across numerous countries, because everyone loves me. But, anyways, sorry for not uploading for a while. I just had finals on my college course, so that's always fun. But I promise I'll be uploading a new video every week from now on. And so don't you worry. Leo out.